Good evening. So welcome. So we have the first logger is Kiran, 741. Oh, sorry, 541 she logged. Then Manisha, Harshit, Diksha, Darshan. So good evening to you all. So we are on the last chapter. Then Ankit has also joined. Rajiv Kumar Singh has joined. So good evening. So we are on the last chapter now. My request to all of you is that please find it time to review the other chapters. We have 2 days more other than today. So please put any query from any chapter that you might have come across while doing a revision. There is a rare chance that you might have asked, I might have missed. Means that to our is human like. So if I have missed anything, your query or a question is unanswered, sorry, I request you to please put it in the chat. So today, before we end, I'll again make this request, then day after tomorrow and the last session also. So at the start of the session, you can ask query from any chapter. Okay, because we are now in the 5th chapter. Okay, so we have now Gundu Chandrasekhar, Dikshita, Kriti, they have also joined. So let us start core banking system, chapter 5. Then of all the 5 chapters, few chapter I feel have to be easy for all of us to understand, to go about, to relate to is one of these chapter 4 and chapter 5. These two, I think, have to be very near to our heart. That is okay. Okay, so Darshan has asked a very technical question on GPRS and technique. So let me read the full form. General Packet Radio Service and Enhanced Data Rate for GSM Edge, sir. So, Darshan, these are technologies which enable better qualitative communication and tracking of the locations. Gundu Chandrasekhar is saying, sir, please tell how to remember. So, we have been doing this since day one, that our core has to be get good understanding. See, rather than remembering, a good understanding is going to make that effort much easier. So I'll request all of you to put as much as you can do on remembering the lessons like that. Okay. So Sunil Kumar, good evening. Rachna, good evening. Okay. So just let us start. So I'll make my pitch again, that please ask any query from any of the chapters in the coming 3 days. Today also at the end of the session, I'll make my pitch. You can ask query today at the end of the day for other chapters. And then we are meeting 2 more days. So please feel free. Any query you have, just review, revise, and do ask. Yeah, Darshan, the best way of contacting me is contacting Board of Studies. You already have the email ID. So, in fact, we all need to thank Board of Studies. They make a lot of effort to ensure that the students' issues are resolved. So, any query you have, kindly send it to the institute's email ID. They very ethically send it to me. We have very good experience in the previous sessions also. And then I'll respond to that. So, that is the best way of doing it. Yeah. Okay, so let us go ahead with the chapter, today's chapter, that is core banking system. Okay, standard disclaimers. Now, this I want to read through. See, during this discussion, because we are talking of banks, so I'll be again bringing lot and lot of practical cases regarding banking. Now, whenever we discuss about practical cases, so our core concern is not the persons involved. Our core concern has to be the system flaw. कोई भी बैंक में फ्रॉड, कोई गलती हुई है, तो जब हम डिस्कस करेंगे, हमारे मन में जिन व्यक्तियों ने उस गलती को किया या उस फ्रॉड को किया, उनके बारे में चर्चा करना नहीं है। हम मूलतः जो सिस्टम है, सिस्टम ऑपरेशन में कहाँ गलती हुई, उसको आइडेंटिफाई करेंगे. द कोर ऑफ एनी बैंकिंग फ्रॉड, बैंकिंग लॉस दैट वी टॉक अबाउट, is going to be the lapse in system, lapse in internal control, and how it could be improved upon. So that is going to be core. So just because I'll be talking of lot of cases that you also are aware through public, they are in public domain. So I'll be talking about them, but our core discussion will be not about the persons. Our core discussion will be about the system. That's the name of the chapter, core banking system. Okay, then so we have Komal has also joined. Good evening, Komal. Now, what is the objective of the chapter? Understand components, architecture of the core banking system, and impact of related risk and controls. Appreciate the functioning of core modules of banking and business process flow and impact of related risk and controls. Comprehend regulatory compliance requirements applicable to core banking systems such as Banking Regulation Act, Reserve Bank of India regulations, Prevention of Money Laundering, Information Technology Act. And now see, kindly understand that technology law, it's an evolving process. I've already talked more than once. We have talked about the new digital protection law that has been passed by the parliament and given its assent by the president also. So keep yourself aware. So one thing that we as a CA student, we must all ensure that I'm taking what Gundu Chandrasekhar has said. So he has said, sir, syllabus is already too much. Yes, exactly. I am with you. I realize that. But see how you improve your qualitative learning. So our core focus has to be learn good, improve the quality of learning. So when I say quality of learning, our focus has to be how to add more content to what we know. So do keep yourself aware about things as they are going around you. To this, again, because we are in the last week of our discussion, what I said in day one, day week. So two or three things I have requested all of you to do. First is kindly read financial newspaper daily. एक फाइनेंशियल न्यूज़पेपर हमको रोज पढ़ना ही है, बहुत जरूरी है। जितना आप पढ़ रहे हैं उसकी बहुत अच्छी अंडरस्टैंडिंग क्रिएट होगी। दूसरा, आई आस्क्ड यू टू रीड लिस्टेड कंपनीज बैलेंस शीट। सी ऑल ऑफ यू हैव एक्सेस टू टेक्नोलॉजी, हम सब टेक्नोलॉजी को एक्सेस करते हैं। आप एज अ स्टूडेंट, आपके पास एंड्रॉइड या एप्पल स्मार्टफोन्स हैं, काफी सारे बच्चे हैं जो लैपटॉप से पढ़ रहे हैं, and then we all have access to internet. So all listed companies balance sheets are available online. So I'll request you that take companies on sectors, like you can take balance sheet of software companies, manufacturing companies, pharmaceutical companies, banking companies, like that. You can take by your syllabus you have in course and download those balance sheets and kindly do read them. That is going to again add lot of quality to whatever you are reading, say in law, in accounting standards, in auditing standards, in financial management. So all these are going to be uh, crystallized hard. So that is the second thing that I wanted you to do. Third is that initially someone did ask, sir, do we have to prepare notes? So the only feedback on this subject I had for all of you is that kindly keep a note of the examples that I am sharing with you. They are all live, real examples. I want you to quote those examples in examination and logically relate to your answer. Again, we'll do a revision. Our answer has to be para 1, para 2, para 3. Para 1 is the definition of the word asked in question. Para 2 is the main content. And para 3 is the example that I am sharing with you. So kindly do it. And as my request to all of you is that this subject is really scoring subject. To me, all of us can get 80% marks in this subject. So that has to be our target. Yeah, good Darshan. So Darshan has put a good question. Sahu SK, good evening. Darshan has asked, sir, how we can learn? You don't learn. What you do, it's a new law. Go to Google, search DPDP, you will get the PDF of the law. Just run through it. Just read through it. That is how you're going to learn. In fact, I don't know whether you do it. I we had I told you I did a 4 years articleship, and I had phenomenal seniors in my CA firm. They were real good guides. I'm still in touch with them, and I thank them for all knowledge they allowed me to learn. So one of the key things was कि जब हम पढ़ते थे तो हमको अगर इनकम टैक्स पढ़ रहे कि कंपनीज एक्ट पढ़ रहे या कस्टम्स पढ़ रहे, हमने कभी भी सिर्फ किताब से पढ़ाई नहीं की है. जो भी इंस्टीट्यूट के मॉड्यूल थे, बेयर एक्ट, द बेयर लॉ वाज ऑलवेज ऑन आवर टेबल, हमेशा. सो किसी पैराग्राफ में किसी सेक्शन का रेफरेंस आता तो उसको याद नहीं रखते थे, उस लॉ को पढ़ के उस सेक्शन को पढ़ते थे, ये जानने के लिए कि इस जगह पे इस सेक्शन का रेफरेंस के मायने क्या हैं. So whenever we studied as a student, as you are, I had real good seniors who always guided me well. So they used to tell me, Atul, if law has to be read, you read whatever is in the module, but always have the Bare Act with you. Law ka Bare Act. The Bare Acts you can buy, you can download. So any paragraph, any section reference comes, don't remember the section reference, go to the act and read the section and see what is the meaning of the section to the location where it has been reproduced in your module. So that intensity we need to bring, and it's phenomenal. Once you start doing it, you start enjoying it like that. Don't worry, Dash. Don't worry, Institute keeps a track, and I get a feedback that how all the students who have joined this class are performing. So it's all is done. But your question is good, Darshan. Thank you. Okay, so that is because we are in the last week. So I thought let us have 5-10 minutes discussion on examination, how I want you to prepare. And when we end, I'll share something more on how to study. Okay. So the last lecture will have some 5-10 minutes, a very different way of learning. Now, so going to the chapter, learning outcomes. So what you're going to understand, the components and architecture of core banking system, impact of the risk and the related controls, appreciate the functioning of core modules of banking and business process flow and impact of related risk and controls, comprehend regulatory and compliance requirements applicable to core banking systems such as Banking Regulation Act, Reserve Bank of India Regulation Act, Prevention of Money Laundering, Information Technology Act, and from here we talked about this whole examination, that was the DPDP Act. Okay. Then allow me to bring the module. So I'll just zoom so that the whole, yeah, let's see. So this is how your chapter is looking about. So core banking system, banking services. We are going to talk about components, architecture, working of core banking system, risk, security policies and controls, business process flow of key bank products, data analytics and business intelligence, applicable regulatory and compliance requirements. Within business process flow, we'll be talking about CASA, that is the saving current accounts, credit card operations, mortgages, treasury processes, loans and trade finances. And then we'll add more based on whatever you have been experiencing. Now, see, this flowchart gives a very concise understanding what we are going to learn in the chapter itself. But before we go ahead, before we start defining, I want you to define as you understand the meaning of core banking system. I want all of you to write in the chat how you visualize, how when this word is thrown to you, core banking system. So what definition comes to your mind? हमने नहीं पढ़ा है. मैं चाहता हूं चैट में आप सब लिखकर बताएं कि कोर बैंकिंग सिस्टम शब्द को जब सुनते हैं तो क्या कल्पना में आता है, हाउ यू इमेजिन दैट व्हाट एग्जैक्टली वुड अ कोर बैंकिंग सिस्टम वुड बी. So please write the definition in the chat. So by the time you write, there is one topic that I want to discuss with you. We discussed in previous chapters also. And please carry this chapter, this topic, it is going to be phenomenal. See, please understand, there are few topics which have been virtually common in all the 5 chapters, that is data analytics and business intelligence. From chapter 1 till chapter 5, we have been talking about this. Now, see the way things are evolving, the way things are coming about. We talked about chat GPT, artificial intelligence, machine learning. Now, what is happening, because so much data is being created? We talked about data warehouse, data mining, data mart. So much data is being created. So there has to be some mechanism, some intelligent methodology to analyze that data. Those are data analytics and business intelligence. Please don't remember this for academic purpose. Remember this for your professional life. Once you all become chartered accountants, believe me, uh, from today till next 10, 15 years, this one topic is going to rule the world the way it is working. You must have heard about this saying, that is, data is new oil. Oil means petroleum. So, say 10 years, 20 years back, the countries which had petroleum producing countries, Middle East, South American countries, so they were considered rich because they had oil, crude oil. Because you cannot do anything without them, at least as of now, till today also. Since 10 years back, the definition has been changed, and now the word is data is new oil. In fact, just to give you a hint, if I ask you to write name of top 5 companies which are richest as per their market valuation, just you can Google it out and you can type in the chat box the 5 richest companies of the world based on their market valuation of the, you Google it and write. So I can tell you that out of 5, 4 companies are data driven. So that is data analytics and business intelligence. So this one topic do carry with you till the time you become chartered accountants. When you become chartered accountants, you go in service, go in practice, start your own startup or entrepreneurship. You may start your own business. Every location, this is going to play a very, very important role. So do keep a tag of this word. This is very, very important. Okay. So now we have got definitions. So Gundu Chandrasekhar, how works are integrated, managed by bank through core banking system. Good. Darshan, the main backend processes of a bank and its functioning. That is core banking system. Varsha, banking which is approved transaction through central branch of that bank and have RBI control on it. Good, good. So at least this asking this definition at start of the lecture gives me good indication that how this whole thing has to be oriented. Then Prithvi, core banking system helps banks to provide better service to their customers in easy way. Okay. Ankit, it's like one bank, all branches are linked to each other. Like a bank can know how many account have a particular person in a particular bank. Very good. Harshit, system which bank were using to do KYC and do transaction according to guidelines of Reserve Bank. Very good. SK Sahu. In this, the system is centralized so as to work of banking very much faster. Diksha, core banking system is system of banking functions and process performed at core level. Very good. Rajiv Kumar Singh, customer can access bank facility from anywhere due to core banking. Good. Harsh. Okay, we had Harshit and now Harsh also. Great. Core banking system is centralized system allowing user to use banking facility from anywhere, anytime. Very good, Harsh. Darshan. Okay, the name of the companies. Varsha, centralization of data, which help to link data to analysis. Okay, then yeah. So okay, so I'll just read that. Amazon, Alphabet, Saudi, Aramco, Microsoft, Apple. Of the five named, four are technology driven. So, and Saudi Aramco has come because it has, I think it was listed recently. Okay. So that is how it is. So data analytics, so just be with it. Yeah. Whenever you find an opportunity, learn through that. That is what is the key to success. Great. So let us go to the slide. So that was chapter overview. Okay. Now what I have done, see the I think I got Gundu Chandrasekhara's question first. So I've tried to bring something to help you remember. See, this chapter has lot of discussions to do. So what I've done, I divided the whole chapter in six basic parts. So main topic 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So first main topic is overview of banking services and related IT risk and controls, then component architecture of core banking system, then core banking system risk security controls, then core banking system business process, relevant risk and controls, reporting systems, MIS, data analytics, and business intelligence. Main topic 5, and last is applicable regulatory and compliance requirements. So these six are main topics. Now, how the chapter flows. So I've tried to bring the flow. So each main topic is divided into topics. So main topic, then topic. So main topic one has these four topics. Okay, I not read through because we are going to run through this. Introduction, overview of banking service, core banking system, features of core banking system. Then main topic two, component architecture, has 7 topics. Then main topic 3, core banking system risk security control, has 3 topics. Main topic 4, core banking business process relevant risk and controls, have 5 topics. That is discussion on the specifics. And main topic 5, reporting system, MIS, data analytics, and BI. It has only 1 topic. I ideally would have preferred more than one, but let us take as it is. We will add value to this. Main topic 6 has 4 topics. So each main topic divided into topic. Then, so this is how the chapter flows. So here you have the main topic that we were just referring to. So here is the main topic divided into topic, then subtopics, part of subtopics, and point to part of subtopics. So this is how the legend flows to read through this chapter. So I've tried to do it in a structured manner so that we can remember, so that our remembrance becomes easy. So Gundu Chandrasekhara's question, I try to answer. Okay. So main topics and their topics. So that we can keep a track, and then this is the legend we are going to use to remember. So first, overview of banking services related IT risk and control. Now see, again, what I want, see, of the 5 chapters, I told you that everything is practical. There is nothing theory like that. So I understand that all of you have gone to bank, all of you have gone to ATMs. Okay. So it's a location we are going daily. Daily means we have experience. Those under articleship, those might, few of you might have gone for bank audit during articleship. You know how bank works, how to audit a bank. Those of you who are doing articleship, you may be going to bank to deposit your stipend check, or if it is NEFT, then withdraw that amount from ATM. So our relationship with bank is day in, day out. Then beyond this subject, you have a bank accounting as a part of your accounting syllabus. You have bank audit as a part of your auditing syllabus. Within auditing syllabus, bank audit, you have been reading about advances, loans. So everything is there. Okay, so there's nothing new that is going to come. The only thing what we are going to do is whatever knowledge you have, we are going to frame it in technology for ease of understanding. That is how we are going to process this. So let us start main topic one. So I've kept the headers so that we can have a recall, remembrance where we are in the whole flow of chapter. So main topic one, overview of banking services and related IT risk and control, introduction. So this is the legend is going to go. So the top slide will always tell main topic and what is the topic, like that. And then the header of the topic. So now you all know the information technology is integral to functioning of bank, any enterprise. In case of banking, which deals with money, has now increasingly become more digital, and IT plays a very crucial role. Banking is the engine of economic growth, specifically in a rapidly developing country like India, with its diverse background, practices, cultures, and large geographical dispersion of citizens. Banking operations have fundamentally changed over the last 25 years. In fact, I am going to share some examples with you of the revolution that banking is going through since last 5 years and in the coming 5 years. Huge things are happening in banking. Then overview of banking services. Now, so if you look to the header, main topic, topic number 2, overview of banking service. And now this topic has subtopics. So 9 subtopics to go through. So this is how this chapter is like a drill down chapter. You know, the way you do auditing. So you ask the first query and the second query and the third query. So it is a drilling down chapter like that. But it is easy, nothing tough on that part. So acceptance of deposit. Deposits involve deposits by customer and various schemes for predefined periods. Commercial bank accept deposit in various forms such as term deposit, saving bank deposit, current account deposit, running recurring deposits, saving term deposits, and various innovative products. Now see, I'll try to get some inputs from you. Okay. The word that I want you to remember, keep a tag of is this word. Innovative products. Now, what I want all of you to put some innovative product that the bank might have launched on deposits. Okay. So if you can just bring that. Now, deposit we all understand. Term deposit is fixed deposit for a period of time. Saving bank, your saving bank account. Current account deposits, like we are professionals, so commercial entities, when they open a bank account, so those are current accounts. Then recurring deposits. Now I'll be asking questions. Okay. So we'll have a rapid fire on this. So let us do it. So let me keep a note of the questions I'm going to ask. So I'll tell you the options you have to select from. Okay. Yeah. Just give me a second. Okay. So let me underline the options. So first option is term deposit. Second option is saving bank deposit. Third option is current account deposit. And fourth is recurring. Okay, let us do it. So 4 options, I'll be asking questions. So try to answer. First, of these 4, the 4 options you have is term, saving bank, current and recurring. Which, by the nomenclature, okay, which gets you the maximum rate of interest? इन चारों में से नाम के आधार पे सबसे ज्यादा रेट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट किस पर मिलता है? So I'm noting the question so that when you answer, I can remember it. Highest rate of interest. First question. Okay. The four options are term deposit, saving bank, current, and recurring. So first question is, which of the four gets you the highest rate of interest by the name of it, by the nomenclature of it? Second, which of the four, second question, दूसरा सवाल, which of the four doesn't get you any interest? इन चारों में से किस खाते पे इंटरेस्ट मिलता ही नहीं है? ठीक. So you will say question 1, this is the answer. Question 2, this is the answer. Then question 3. So question 2 is, which doesn't get you any interest? Then question 4. Which of the four is like a, SIP, systematic investment plan? इन चारों में से कौन सा SIP के जैसा? SIP you have been reading through mutual funds. Okay. Which of the three is nearer to SIP? इन चारों में से कौन सा SIP के करीब है? Which of the four is nearer to SIP? That is question 3. Then question 4. Now, slightly tough. Okay. So question 4 is, you have to arrange the four in ascending order of their interest earning. मतलब इन चारों को जितना ब्याज मिलता है, जिसपे सबसे कम वो सबसे पहले, फिर थोड़ा ज्यादा, फिर उससे ज्यादा और फिर सबसे ज्यादा. So last question is, arrange in ascending order of the interest you earn on these amount. Got the 4 questions? First, I wanted highest rate of interest by the nomenclature. Second, no interest. किसमें interest नहीं मिलता है? Third, which of the 4 is like a SIP, systematic investment plan? You have been listening to this in mutual funds. रोज अखबार में खबर आती है, financial newspaper. And arrange in ascending order based on the rate of interest from the one that gets the lowest to the one that gets highest. In fact, question 4 का ऊपर और नीचे का तो मैं आपको बता ही चुका हूं. Okay, let us read through. Good. So I think this. So one question was innovative. So I'll first read the innovative. Sunil Kumar, saving come interest. Yes. Yes. I think e-chocolate I'll have to give to Darshan. Green deposits. Yes. Very good, Darshan. You get an e-chocolate. So first, I'll. Okay, then you evaluate, because a lot of you have given answers. So I'll give the correct answer. So first, the correct answer is term deposit. Question first, the correct answer is term deposit. Okay. Then question 2. Good. Many of you have given correct answer. That is good. Question 2, the correct answer is current account. Current account. So you don't get an interest on current account. Okay. Then question 3 was slightly tough. Yeah, Varsha has given auto sweep deposits. It's a good answer, Varsha. Then question 3 is, which of the 4 is nearer SIP? So let me, good. You have given, lot of you have given correct answers. Question 3, recurring deposit. So recurring is basically, you tell your banker that you have a saving bank account, and then you tell a banker that on a periodic frequency, it can be monthly, quarterly, as the bank may permit. So it is going to withdraw some amount on defined amount on regular frequency and convert that into a deposit, fixed deposit. Very good. So question 3, recurring deposit. Now question 4. So ascending, good. So no. I'll read the one who has given the correct answer. Okay. It was slightly dicey. I know that the problem will be in 2 and 3. So I'll read Harshit. No, not correct. Rajiv Kumar Singh. Yes. Good, good. No. Yeah. So Harshit is correct. So question 4, the correct answer is current, saving, recurring, and term deposit. Yes. So the correct answer is current, saving, recurring, and term deposit. So Rajiv Kumar Singh, sorry, Harshit was correct. Then I'll read SK Sahu is also correct. Two people have given correct. Then current saving, no, missed that. Oh, fourth, current saving, yeah. Rachna is also correct. And Varsha, current saving. So good. Now you tell me what how much score you got. How many? We can be truthful to ourselves. अभी हम घर में ही हैं. We are not outside, so we can always share the. How many of you got? How many marks? So good. To start with. So this I call an innovative way of quizzing. Ah, good. So here is Manisha. Harshit is 3 out of 4. Manisha is 4. Great. Diksha is 3. Gundu Chandrasekhar is 3. Great. So that is 75%. Fantastic. So that is acceptance of deposit. Then second, granting of advances. Okay. Then SK Sahu is 3. Rajiv Kumar Singh is 2. Darshan is 2. Sunil Kumar 4. And Harsh is 4. Great. Fantastic. Good. Then Rachna is 4. Good. Great. Kiran is 3. Fantastic. So it's learning. But the best part is that I always felt that the fourth question was tough, but many of you answered correctly. Good. Then, now the second subtopic, the granting of advances. So the type of advances that bank can give, commercial banks give. Yeah, green deposit, Darshan. Yes, yes. E-chocolate for green deposit. So, what advances commercial banks can give? So they give cash credits, overdrafts, purchase, discount of bills, term loans, commercial papers, ECB, external commercial borrowing, KCC's Kisan credit card, and Pradhan Mantri's Mudra Yojana. A very small amount of, in fact, now it has been expanded to help unemployed youth gain employment, self-employment like that. But I don't know whether you know it that the few of this have been actually like a game changer in the economy that we are. Okay. So, okay. So then let us do in question answer only. So I'm asking questions. What I'll do, I'll put what I'll do. Yeah. See, when bank gives loan, so it wants a security. So what I'm doing on the right side of the screen, I'm putting the security. So I'll give you 3 securities. Okay. What you do so there'll be security 1, security 2, security 3. You relate the security to the type of loan. Okay. So I'm giving that. Just give me a second. So see, that is how we learn. That is how you can remember, and that is how you can carry this in your exam also. Security 1. Okay. So it's generic. What you need to tell, security 1 will be taken by bank against what type of loan. Okay. So security 1 is assets, plant, machinery, building like that, which are part of your fixed asset schedule, including intangibles. Security 2 is stock, and security 3 is unsecured. So what you do, like on the left side of the screen, you have cash credit, overdraft, purchase, discounting of bills, term loans, commercial papers, external commercial borrowing, KCC Mudra Yojana. So against that, you say that, say cash credit. So you say security one is used for which type of loan? It is going to come. Varsha, letter of credit. I know it. We'll take it. We'll have a detailed discussion on LC. Yes. No, that Darshan, I'll answer that after the Darshan is asking whether sir cash credit, overdraft are same. So I said I'll answer after the quiz is complete. Yeah. So Ankit, very good. Assets, term loan, perfect. So for term loans, banker take assets as security. Very good. Then Darshan. So Sunil Kumar, security one goes to term loan. Security two, cash credit. Very good. And security three, yes. So I think that does the job. Uh, I'll give the e-chocolate for this to Sunil Kumar. He has answered very well. Then Gundu Chandrasekhar is correct. Collateral. Oh, no, but that is, uh, Kiran, your answer is correct, but the option is not there. There is no collateral as an option in the slide. So you couldn't use thing that is not provided to you. Then Kriti, unsecured is term loan. No, no, Kriti, secured. Then, yeah. So now you can validate. So asset, term loan, stocks. Oh, no, no. Oh, garbad ho gayi. Okay. So the right answer was that, let me draw through line, draw through arrows like that. So here is term loan that goes to asset, then cash credit that goes to stock. Overdraft is unsecured. That's then okay. So that was the core intent that we needed to understand and learn. Now, so let us define them. Yeah, good, good. Rajiv Kumar Singh. ECB will be external commercial, can be generally it is say in terms of term loan. Okay, so you take it assets. If it is a packing credit, okay, because he has put a point, Rajiv Kumar Singh. So if it's a packing credit is pre-shipment, post-shipment packing credit, then it is against stock or debtors like that. Okay. So cash credit is a loan that banker gives for working capital management of the borrower. So you just keep a tag of the word, working capital management. Now, when I say working capital management, you know I'm talking of current asset, current liability. The security that the banker takes against a cash credit loan is generally they take stock, inventory, and debtors also. So they take debtors as well as stock as security against cash credit. Overdraft by name intent is unsecured. Overdraft means my cash credit limit, for example, is 100 crores and there is an emergency, I need 1 crore additional. So bank manager has power to allow an overdraft limit with some conditions to be met in future. So overdrafts are generally unsecured. Purchase or discounting of bills. So that is, say I have sold, I've got debtors in my books. I want to realize amount. So I go to the banker, pass on the security of debtors, the realizable value of the bills to the bank and get payment against that. So my debtor I have discounted to the banker. So any realization from the debtor is going to go to the bank. Term loans are long-term loans against generally security of assets. Commercial papers are also loans like that. External commercial borrowing is for like you want to import a machinery from outside India. So then you can take that loan. KCC Kisan credit card, because it's a good topic to understand, discuss. So see, KCC as a loan is given against a commitment that the farmer, whenever the produce comes in the farm, so the farmer is going to deposit the realization from the produce in the bank account. The whole idea about Kisan credit card scheme is that, say, just for example, I in a state where a lot of cotton farming is done. So cotton farming is a costly proposition. You require a lot of money. The seed is costly. Then to the farming equipment are costly. Then to ensure that the cotton survives pesticides, insecticides. So I have to, the cotton is saved from pest and insect. I have to buy pesticides and insecticides, which are costly. So how a farmer is going to fund that? So this Kisan Credit Card is a scheme that is at a macro level, it's working very well. Okay. So government has made guidelines that based on the acreage, the area of the farmland, based on the nature of crop that the farmer has sowed in, based on the irrigation facility, the crop yield in that area, banker can finance farmer. So the basic security within the standard cases is the future realization that the farmer will get from selling of the crop. So to that extent, the basic amount doesn't have a direct security. That land details are available with the bank. Then Mudra Yojana are the intent is small unemployment. So by the nature, the original is unsecured. Okay. Ankit Kumar wants to understand sweep term deposit. Good. So Ankit, sweep term deposit is basically so where it is going to be used. So let me create a practical example for that. Okay. So understand that I am a restaurant owner. Okay. Now, the one advantage that I found, whatever city you are, so you must be knowing that there is a good restaurant that does good business. Now, if you go to that restaurant, so I find that restaurants which are actually doing good, they've got double benefit. You know what is a double benefit? See, most of the earning of the restaurant is in cash. Customer makes the payment at the time of billing, at the time after he or she has had the food. But the restaurant person has to make payment to the vendor over a credit period. So this restaurant person is going to be left with lot of cash. See, every day cash will be generated with the restaurant owner, and he or she or the owner of the restaurant or the company who owns that restaurant need not make the payment to the vendor, the supplier of raw material today. They will do it on a credit period. So that means this restaurant owner has lot of cash built in the business. So smart restaurant owner, what that person will do, he will go for this cash sweep. So what they do, they enter into a understanding with their banker that whatever amount they deposit, even in their current account. So say if I am depositing 5 lakh rupees daily, so the restaurant owner tells the bank that 4 lakh rupees you convert daily into a fixed deposit. What is the duration of the fixed deposit? Say 7 days, 15 days, agreed upon. And end of the month, some payments will have to be done. So whenever the payment checks comes to the account of the owner, automatically this FD is again reconverted back to the saving bank or current account status. So that is called as a sweep account. So you can have a forward conversion and a backward conversion. That is sweeping the transaction. Uh, no, Darshan, our concern was security. So to that extent that CC and OD are same is correct. It is not incorrect because the basic facility remains the same. It is given. So a person, OD is overdraft. What exactly overdraft is? So suppose the example I gave, just relate to that example. When I said that my cash credit limit is 100 crores and me as a borrower require additional 1 crore. So this additional 1 crore will be built on this 100 crores. Okay. So 100 crore is my sanction. Whatever I am taking above it becomes the overdraft. Above it. Okay. So the basic sanction, the loan remains the same. Our concern was the security built into that. So because overdraft is above my sanction, so it is by nature unsecured. That was the point. That much, that 1 crore above 100 crore is unsecured. The facility is the same. To that extent, it is absolutely correct. Then, yeah, Vasha has given her score 3. Term deposit, fixed deposits are same. Yes. Sunil Kumar, Mudra for small vendors. Yes. Yeah, good. A very good example, Gundu Chandrasekhar. From Paytm Payment Bank, about 2 lakh automatically goes to FD. Yes, great. Fantastic. So that is how it works. And people use this. The example of restaurant owner is a very good example to understand this idea that, see, a business is going to have surplus cash for, say, 29 days. Because 30th day he has to make the payment to the vendors or whatever may be the credit where. So let us earn more money on this. That is. Ankit, that is system automatically does. That is not part of the syllabus, but you can do on Excel. You can yourself do it. So it's simple as that. Ah, good. Rachna has put a very good point. Rachna, keep it with you. We'll take it as part of discussion. There's a case I want to share. When we go to the risk of bank, I'll be sharing this case. But let me read what Rachna has said. It's a good point. Uh, Can we take information from manager of a bank if by mistake some amount is sent into wrong account by change of a digit? So I'll tell you, Rachna, there is a very good case I want to share with you. Okay. Yeah, Gundu Chandrasekhar. Auto sweep into means convert it for the temporary period, make it to FD because you get a higher rate of interest. And say there, you need to understand why a banker will be interested in doing all that. Because banker has to maintain those CRR, SLR, ALM. You read those words in bank audit, cash reserve ratio, statutory liquidity ratio, asset liability management, those concepts you must have read. So these help bank manage them also. Yeah, very good, Sunil Kumar. So if the sanction limit is 100 crore and if please understand, whatever beyond 100 crore, it has to be in knowledge. It has to be defined in the policy guidelines of the bank. Bank may say that what if a cash credit sanction is 100 crores, we will allow 10% overdraft subject to condition. So if it is allowed, so it has to be as per policy. Getting an overdraft is not fraud. It is within the policy of the bank. Then the whatever you have said is absolutely correct. So that 10 crore becomes a fraud. Yeah, let's not keep a tag of it. I'll bring it as a part of our discussion. Okay. So you got it. Next, remittances. So bank accepts deposit, bank gives advances, and bank can send bulk payments, receive bulk payments. Let us see. So remittances involves transfer of funds from one place to another. The old mode, demand drafts, telegraphic and mail transfer. Now I don't know whether people use them today. I think it's already disbanded. No one uses them. DDs still is prevalent, but you have RTGS, real-time gross settlement, NEFT. What is the full form of IMPS? Immediate payment system. Okay. So these are all technology driven. So everything is online. So new modes of transfer, electronic fund transfer. EFT is electronic fund. Do carry the full forms. I think you know it. RTGS is real-time gross settlement. NEFT is new electronic fund transfer. IMPS is immediate payment system. Just carry these names. Then collections. So that was sending, now collecting. Collection involved collecting proceeds on behalf of the customers. Customers can lodge various instruments such as checks that you drop in the check drop box, drafts, demand drafts, pay orders, traveler checks, dividend interest warrant, and tax refund orders. Now, see, uh, as technology has evolved, lot of things don't exist today. Okay. So, dividend interest warrant, they are mandatorily direct credit to your bank account. tax refund orders up to a specified limit. I don't know it, but it's more than lakh of rupees that refunds are directly credited to your bank account. So no one is asking any questions on this. Okay. Then check drafts pay orders. So if they are used, they are not disbanded. So this physical negotiable, these are all negotiable instruments you are reading. Negotiable Instruments Act. You have read through that. So all this you drop in the drop box of the bank, and it collects for you. Bank also collect instrument issued by post office, like National Savings Certificate, postal orders. Very low volume they generate today physically. Demat they are. Then collection services and check collection service. Yes. Now cash collection services, what? It's a good topic to understand, discuss. Like imagine this restaurant owner I talked about, or petrol pump owner. So because they generate lot of cash daily, so they take services of bankers, so that the employee of the entity need not physically travel with the cash. Banker comes in a secured vehicle, secured van, and takes the cash from the restaurant or the petrol pump. So these are cash collection services. Now, check collection services are there. Banks have not stopped, but because the volume of check is so less, that these services don't carry a lot of monetary benefit to the bank like that. But for the sake of it, they exist. Clearing. Now, before clearing involves collecting instruments on behalf of customers and bank. Clearing has evolved. We have got ECS credit and ECS debit. Ankit, pay order. Okay, this government entities like suppose. Okay, let me try to make some practical sense out of it. You know, this government companies when they give contract, so they, if you want to bid, like chartered accountants can also be part of tendering process for government audits. So when you have to take part in a government audit process, so government issues a tender. So if you want to respond to the tender, you have to deposit something called as EMD, earnest money deposit, or a security deposit. So if you get the tender, if you get the contract by the government to do audit, or whatever is the intent of the tender or purpose of the tender, then your EMD remains with the government and they refund you at the end of the contract. But suppose you don't get a contract, then the government has to give back the EMD back to you. So government gives that EMD by issuing a pay order. So like the pay order, the realizability of pay order is like a check can bounce, pay order will not bounce. That is a part. Okay, we'll be talking about clearing. So EC, electronic clearing system credit. So more than one sender, single receiver. So it becomes a ECS credit. Then one pair, more receivers. So ECS debit. So how does it work? So this dividend would be a easy to understand example, that the company is paying dividend and it has 10 crore shareholders. So the registrar of the company, when the AGM approves the payment of dividend, so instruction from the company is generated, sent to the bank, company's bank account, that this 10 crore people need to be paid dividends. So on a click of a button, the dividend is paid to 10 crore people. Green technology. Not a single dividend warrant will be generated, no postage like that. So that is ECS debit. Clearing is part of, no, clearing is part of not collection. You can say part of collection like that. Yeah, Varsha, bankers provide collection. Varsha, I think Varsha had been with some bank as we learned. So yes, it provides collection facilities. Then here it comes. So Varsha wanted this topic to be discussed. letter of credit and letter of guarantee. Now, please understand that bankers can give two basic type of financing. One is called as fund-based advances, and other is called as non-fund-based advances. So this subtopic 6, letter of credit and guarantee, is basically a non-fund-based advance given by the banker. Now, what is the difference between fund-based and non-fund-based? So I want you to write there. आपने पढ़ा है fund-based advance and non-fund-based advance. What is the difference? Okay, I'll just read Darshan. I'll update that. Thanks. I'll just recheck on that. So what is the difference on fund-based and non-fund-based advance? Now, issuing letter of credit and guarantee are two important services rendered by bank to customers engaged in business, industrial, and commercial activity. Now, see the core issue that why these facilities have, yeah, good. So when the core difference between fund-based and non-fund-based is that when a bank gives fund-based advance, the bank's cash flow is hit. There's a cash outflow from the bank books. The day non-fund-based limit is given, on that day, the bank cash flow doesn't take a hit. जिस दिन नॉन फंड बेस्ड एडवांस देती है बैंक, उस दिन उसकी कैश फ्लो प्रभावित होती नहीं है. फंड बेस्ड में जिस दिन फंड बेस्ड एडवांस देती है, उस दिन कैश फ्लो क्या हो जाती है? प्रभावित हो जाती है. सो दैट इज अ कोर डिफरेंस. You have to listen to what I have said carefully. The difference is, then I'll ask a question on this. The difference is that on the day fund-based advance is given, bank's cash flow is hit. The day non-fund based advance is given, bank's cash flow is not hit. Now the question is there a possibility that bank has given a non-fund based advance? Can this non-fund advance convert to a funded advance? बैंक ने आज तो नॉन फंड बेस दिया है, पर क्या कभी ऐसा कोई समय आ सकता है कि नॉन फंड बेस फंड बेस में कन्वर्ट हो जाएगा? आपको हाँ या ना कहना है. द क्वेश्चन इज, कैन अ नॉन फंड बेस्ड एडवांस बी कन्वर्टेड टू फंड बेस्ड एडवांस ओवर अ पीरियड ऑफ टाइम? यू हैव टू से यस, नो टू द क्वेश्चन. Okay, so your answers allow me to take a minute to clear this. This is important. See, the question has more to do with your syllabus of accounting and auditing, but as I ran through your past examination questions and MTPs and RTPs, so I found that these type of questions are also asked in this paper. So it's good to understand. Yeah. Now see, okay. So before I answer the question, another question you need to answer. So I'll put it here. Then you try to answer that. So see, in letter of gas, someone said import export. Yeah, import export is where LC is used a lot, but you can use it in domestic transaction also. Okay. So whenever you talk of, let us talk first about letter of guarantee, credit. LC की बात करते हैं, letter of credit. So letter of credit is used. So there is a buyer, there is a seller, there is a buyer's bank. Now the question that I want you to answer is, I'll be writing 4. So who is the author of letter of credit? Author matlab किसके रिक्वेस्ट पे लेटर ऑफ क्रेडिट लिखा जाता है? Okay. So four people you see. So you have to select who is the author. Author means who requests like that. कौन व्यक्ति लेटर ऑफ क्रेडिट लिखने के लिए कहता है? Who is the person from the four you see on the screen? Yeah. So yes, Amrutlal Jain. Yeah. The name as I'm reading the name as it comes. So yes, the answer is buyer. So is the author of letter of credit buyer. I'm making it simple as possible. Now please understand. See how the transaction flows. Because this, see, what is the core idea? See, whatever system you are going to create, whatever core banking system you are going to create, any software is going to work on the business sense of the transaction. I told you in chapter 1 also that, see, whatever you create, it has to link to the business sense of the transaction. So if you need to understand letter of credit, you need to understand the transaction first. So we are trying to gain understanding of the transaction first. That is the core. Yeah. So I think Ankit has put very correctly. So what happens that say this seller, buyer goes to seller that I want to buy some products. Seller says that I don't know you. I am ready to sell, but I don't know you. We are meeting for the first time. So I want you to give me an undertaking like I want a payment assurance. So then buyer says, okay. So what happens? This buyer goes to its banker. This is buyer's banker. So buyer goes to buyer's banker and asks the buyer to write a letter of credit favoring whom? Favoring the seller. So in fact, when you read this letter of credit in your accounts syllabus or audit or in law, you must have read this word beneficiary. So who is the beneficiary of letter of credit? Is the seller is the beneficiary. So buyer goes to buyer's banker, asks the buyer's banker to write a letter of credit favoring seller. What what it reads? The buyer's banker is telling the seller. What the buyer's banker is telling the seller, see, this buyer has a letter of credit limit sanctioned by us. We are a banker. If the buyer does not pay you in a given period of time, we are going to make payment to you. What that given period of time is defined as 60 days, for example. It can be anything. Let us take 60 days. So the day letter of credit is issued, say today, is buyer's cash flow affected? No. Buyer's banker, the authors, the buyer's banker's cash flow is affected? No. When it will be affected? It is going to be affected after 60 days when the buyer doesn't make the payment. So then you say there's a technical word used for it. Kindly carry the word. The word used is devolvement of letter of credit. So when LC devolves, it's basically default by the buyer. Then because buyer's banker has given an undertaking to the seller, so now buyer's banker is going to pay cash to the seller. So this 60th day cash flow of the buyer is going to be affected. That is letter of credit. Okay. Then, so that is first. Second is guarantee. Now, again, I'm sharing how guarantee works like. So, NHI is National Highway Authority of India. Okay. Writing a name of a company like, say, L&T. They are big in road construction. And say any public sector bank, PSB. Now what is happening? Now you need to understand exactly what this guarantee and how it works through. So NHI wants to give a road construction contract to L&T. The cost of the contract, so infrastructure projects, so the cost is say 1,000 crores. Against this 1,000 crore road contract to be given to the company, NHI says that you will have to give 10% deposit as security deposit. So 10% of 1,000 crores is 100 crores. So L&T will have to take 100 crores cash and give it to NHI. No, it is going to be means it is going to hit the cash flow and everything. So then L&T says, okay, would it suffice if I give you bank guarantee? So what L&T requests NHI that would it suffice if I give you bank guarantee? NHI says, okay, we are ready. So what happens that when they agree, they create a tripartite contract. The three parties are NHI, Public Sector Bank and L&T. It's on a stamp paper. The author is L&T. The beneficiary is NHI. The underline is that if L&T does not do the contract properly, 100 crores, which is available with public sector bank against guarantee, will be paid to NHI. So this is how a bank guarantee works through. So now what is the benefit? Benefit is win-win for all. L&T's 100 crores is not blocked, it is available. It can earn interest on that. Public sector bank gets commission, bank guarantee commission, and NHI gets the contract done. So that is how this bank guarantee. So it's basically a bank guaranteeing work or financial or performance work to be done by one person, and the beneficiary is a third person. That is how guarantees work. Again, the day public sector bank gives guarantees, is the cash flow being affected? No, it is going to be affected when the default of the author of that bank guarantee. That's yes, Darshan. Yeah. Letter of credit also has a sanction limit. So if that is full, then you cannot get it. Good point. Then credit cards. That is easy. Credit card, debit card will go through. We'll complete this and then we'll take a break. So processing of, I think we all know credit cards are nothing. The the difference between credit card, debit card, I have been giving you example. So credit card gives you credit. You need not pay immediately. You get a credit of 45 days, 30 days based on the issuing bank. Debit card, the next one is it hits your saving bank account, current account immediately. That is. So credit card and debit cards. These are credit card issuing company, Visa, Master, MX, and now our own India, RuPay, and it's gaining worldwide popularity. RuPay debit credit cards. Debit card hits your bank account immediately. As soon as the transaction happens, it hits. So the core difference between credit card, debit card is in the name itself. Credit card payment gives you a credit. So you need not, you can avail you can shop now, but your cash flow will be affected 30 days, 45 days based on the credit period available to you by the issuing credit card company. Debit card hits your saving bank current account, as the case may be, immediately as soon as you make the payment. Then other banking services that include backroom operation, retail banking, managing high net worth individual accounts, and specialized services. We'll take a break here because this is a good discussion to have. So let us count the time as 7:15. So yeah, so we'll assemble at 7:25. So we are having a break time. We'll start with break. Okay, so welcome back after this tea break. So back operations. Now, retail banking is a new word that has been coined over a period of time. So let me write what exactly is meant by retail banking. Now, see, retail banking is all banking activities relating to individuals. It includes advances given to individuals, personal loans, and loans in nature of education loan, then vehicle loans, home loans. So this because what banks have realized over a period of time that giving commercial advances will be basically given to commercial entities, those who are manufacturing, trading, building infrastructure project, providing some services. Those are commercial advances. So commercial advances, first they have you give bulk amount to one person. This retail banking, you give small amount to multiple people. What banks have realized that you all have read about NPA, non-performing advances. So non-performing advances, if you do on a category wise means non-performing advances for retail banking, that includes education, vehicle, home loan, and non-performing advances for commercial advances. So banks realize that this sector, retail banking sector, is a good earning sector, both in terms of interest, both in terms of security of advance, and last and one of the most important, the NPA, non-performing advances for these is very low. So the virtually all public private sector banks have created a separate department for retail finance because retail finance has grown multifold. In fact, the growth of retail banking is a reflection of growing middle class in India. So people go for their own homes, their own vehicles, send their kids to study abroad or in institutes of reckoning. So that is how it is done through. Then HNI. Again, over a period of time, banks and this whole idea about high net worth individual, I would prefer is an import. Import in the sense that we have many foreign banks in India also. So outside India, many of these foreign banks used to provide specialized services to their valued high net worth clients. High net worth means each bank may have a definition. Only for example, a person having a saving bank account balance of say 50 lakh. So bank may classify that person as a high net worth individual because the person has that much money. So that individual is being provided very specialized services. So a dedicated relationship manager in the bank. Few banks have opened special lounges for high net worth individual accounts because they bring lot of benefit to the bank in terms of the services they avail from the bank. So it has become a very special category for privileged individuals. Then loan we talked about. Underwriting. Underwriting relates to the issue, share issue, acting as a merchant banker. So virtually all private sector banks have got a separate subsidiary, separate division that does the underwriting work. So that is underwriting for initial public offer, listing shares of a company. Then all public private sector bank are today promoters of a joint venture for life insurance and non-life insurance. A specialized word has been coined for these services. The word is called as bank assurance. This takes care of insurance and banking. So all public sector, private sector banks have a special JV that provides this bank assurance service. Now it is benefiting in cross-selling. Just try to understand. Say, for example, a bank has given a home loan. Home loan generally have tenor of 10 years plus. Generally, they have a tenor of 10 year plus. May go up to 15, 20, 25 years also. So now when banker gives a home loan, what is the security that the bank has? The house, the home. The house has a owner against which the home loan is given. Someday, suppose the God forbid, but there is, for natural other reasons, the owner dies. What happens? So then, mandatorily in all home loans, banks have started giving what they've issuing life insurance policy for the owner of the home. So this life insurance policy now it is virtually mandate. So everyone has to take that. So this life insurance policy is being given by whom? So it is being given by the joint venture, life insurance joint venture of the same bank. So it adds to the profitability and create a new business sector for the bank. So that becomes specialized services. Then overview of core banking system. So the characteristics and who are the people involved and the modules. Core characteristics will take from the module. Just give me a second. So core banking system, I'll just read through it. Is from the module. I'll run through this faster. So the characteristics, the core, what we are looking at. The characteristics of CBS includes it's a centralized banking application software. Now, I talked about the definition. So whatever you all said, you will link it to that. So you said centralized banking application software, which has several components to meet the demand of the banking industry. Core banking system is supported by advanced technology infrastructure and high standard of business functionality. Very important. There is a common database in a central server at a data center, which gives a consolidated view of the bank's operation. So, many of you talked about number of branches working together. This third characteristics takes care of that. So, say for example, State Bank of India has say 20,000 branches. So all those 20,000 branches and ATMs are working across India, and there's a central server to which all these branches are linked. The ATM is linked, and this central server has a centralized data center. So this all percolating down system becomes part of the core banking system. It brings significant benefit as a customer, is a customer of bank and not only of the branches. In fact, this line is a good reflection of the impact. Suppose you need to redefine the relationship. Suppose I ask the question that as a customer and a banker, what impact it had on the relationship. कभी ऐसा कहा जाए कि भाई आप ये बताइए कि आप बैंक के कस्टमर हैं, ये बैंक है, तो कोर बैंकिंग सिस्टम ने ये जो आपके और बैंक के संबंध हैं इसमें क्या मूलभूत परिवर्तन किया है. Suppose the question comes that you are the customer and here is a bank. What impact core banking system has had on your relationship with your bank? This line fundamentally defines that. See, 25 years, 30 years back, I was a customer of Corporation Bank. Now, Corporation Bank has been merged into Union Bank. So, let us say Union Bank. So, when I used to say that my bank account is in Union Bank, I would not say Union Bank. You know what I used to say? I prefix it by the location of the branch of the Union Bank. So I used to say, my bank account is in X branch of Union Bank. Today, in fact, I'm putting it frankly with you, it has been more than 5 years. Please understand, more than 5 years that I have gone to the branch which has my saving bank account. In 5 years, I have only gone twice. पिछले 5 साल में सिर्फ 2 बार उस बैंक की ब्रांच में गया हूं जहां पर मेरा सेविंग बैंक अकाउंट है. That is a phenomenal change. So what core banking system has changed? Previously, your association was with the bank was linked to the branch of the bank. Today, your association is not with the branch. Your association is with the bank itself. That is a fundamental change. Yeah, Darshan, we can manage. What I'm putting to you is, for managing your bank account, you need not physically go to the bank. I'm sharing that experience only 2 times since last 5 years. Next is again important. Just keep a tag of it. Core banking system is modular in structure and is capable of being implemented in stages as per requirement of the bank. Modular means it has modules. Small, see, when we talk of software, there's a word that we talked about this in ERP also, chapter 2, modularity. Modularity means the big software can be broken in parts. So as a banker, whatever is needed for you, that much you can buy. You can link it to the example that we took in when we were talking about configuration, master and transaction setting. So in the configuration setting, we talked about small bank license given to small bank. So in the small bank license, Reserve Bank of India has a restriction that a small bank cannot give finance for term loans for projects beyond 5 crores or 10 crores. Now, if a small bank can only finance up to 10 crores, that means no small bank can finance any infrastructure project, because infrastructure projects are 100 crores and above. So that means if I'm a small bank and my license terms restrict that I can give term loan up to 10 crores, and as a small banker, I am going to implement a core banking system. So in that core banking system, I will not buy the module that relates to infrastructure finance, because that is not needed right now. So this is modularity. Modularity is large software being broken into small usable components independently. Then all branches of the bank function as delivery channels providing services to its customer. Yes. So I think, yeah, Darshan did say that you need not go to your, what we may say as a home branch. You can do banking from any location. So it's like globalized banking. A core banking system enables integration of all third-party application, including in-house banking, to facilitate simple and complex business process. The example that I am sharing is all activities we do online. There is no physical movement to the branch. So that core banking system enables that environment to be created. And then this is example, kindly do remember the name. There's only two I like, or rather three I can talk more specifically. Finacle is one of the most used banking software in India. Most of the public sector bank use Finacle. Finacle is developed by, the name of the company is also here, by Infosys. It has global clients also, but in India, most of our public sector bank use Finacle. Then FinOne is another banking software. FlexCube is also, the core development of FlexCube was done in India. There was a company that was acquired by Oracle Financial. That was iFlex. So there was a company called as iFlex. They were developers of this software, FlexCube. And banks. The name is not there, but to the what I know best, originally developed by TCS. So these three have been developed by Indian software developers. Okay. Then, okay, modules. So we'll just take it. Just keep a tag of it. uh, so central server is there. Then there are two words, backend and front end. So we have already read about that in previous chapter, the idea about backend process and front end process. Okay. So that is how module of the whole bank would be arranged. So backend will include back office, data warehouse, a credit card system. You can have additional word to that. ATM switch, where ATM is linked. I'll just brief you on ATM switch. Then central server. Then on front end, you have mobile, internet, phone, and branch banking. Front end means where the customer is going to directly interact. That is front end. Okay. So back office, data warehouse, credit card system, ATM, central server, internet banking, mobile banking, phone banking, and branch banking. Branch banking has been elaborated because if you imagine a bank, most of your activities you are going to do at a branch level. So that is why we are elaborating branch banking. So here the manual documents are captured required for input into the core banking system, then authorization. Now these two lines are very, very important. Means you remember the words, the short forms from academic point for this paper, but more from practical audit part. BOD, beginning of day operation and end of day operation. So whenever a bank branch starts functioning, the branch manager or any person who starts the systems, there's a BOD and there's a EOD, and reports that are generated at EOD and BOD. Generally, you have more reports at the end of day operation. Very, very important. Keep a tag of them. Remember these two words. Then core features of core banking system. This is easy. We'll run through this fast. You can ask question if anything is not clear to you. Okay. So online real-time processing, just giving an example, you withdraw amount from ATM. So as soon as you withdraw that amount, you immediately get a message on your mobile that this much amount you have withdrawn and this is the remaining balance in your saving current account as the case may be. Then posting is immediate. It's online real time. The whole database is updated simultaneously. Yes. See, sometimes it happens that the cash machine or the ATM machine where you are withdrawing cash has, it may be short of a specific denomination of currency. So suppose you want to withdraw 20,000 rupees, but the machine has only 100 rupee notes. So 20,000 will be 200. Okay, so it's so big. So then in multiple times you can withdraw 20,000 rupees. So every time you withdraw, the balance in your database of the bank is updated immediately. Centralized operation, we have talked about it. This is important. Separate hierarchy for business and operation. Business you could treat as front end and operation is the back end. So separate category of people looking into that. Yes, business and service have been commoditized. They have been converted into products. And one of the best examples that you all gave us that sweep. So bankers are selling not loans, bankers are selling products. So house loan is a product that bankers sell now. Then remote interaction. In fact, during COVID, you must have seen those videos that you can open your bank account through a video call. So physical now, even to open a bank account, you need not go to the bank physically. And the transaction balancing is also automated in system. Highly dependent system-based controls. Yes, lot of controls in system. And that is where the relevance of this chapter comes because everything is technology driven, everything is system driven. So the system has to work correctly. Authorization is inbuilt in the application. Yes, increase access to staff at various levels based on authorization. We'll be taking example on that. Then daily, half yearly, you can have quarterly, annual closing because All virtually all banks are listed companies today. So this has to be daily, monthly, quarterly, because banks have to give their quarterly results being a listed company. So daily, monthly, quarterly, half yearly. So please add monthly and quarterly. Then automatic processing of standing instruction. Now, what is standing instruction? Standing, this will just have discussion at two levels. First, understand standing instruction. Standing instruction is uh, telling the bank that you have to pay this much amount. Like we talked about recurring deposit. So when you say to the bank, you give an instruction to your bank account, to the banker, that every month transfer 50,000 rupees from this bank account to a fixed deposit of 2 years. So that becomes a recurring deposit. So that instruction that is given is standing instruction. First. Second, not all, but few standing instruction bankers earn commission also. So it is a revenue aspect also. Then this has improved over a period of time. Centralized interest application. Initially, 25 years back, the bank was debiting interest. Someone talked about, Ankit, I think, talked about how the interest is calculated. 25 years back or 30 years back, it was a task because calculation was done at a branch level. But today, everything is automated. It is system driven. The products are calculated automatically and interests are debited. So for all loan advances or all advances that bank has given on which interest has to be debited, the day product is calculated automatically in system. Instruction is generated at the central server level. A button is pressed and the interest is debited to those accounts. Anytime, anywhere access to customer vendors. We have talked about this. Banking across multiple channels. Multiple channels means from where a person can access his or her bank account. So I'm leaving this open. So what I want that you can write in the chat. Multiple channels means what are the locations? What are the areas? What is the methodology through which I can access my bank account? Multiple. So I'll request you to put in the chat the way you can access your bank account. That is channel, the delivery channel, the way I can access my bank account. No, supercomputer is very high, Darshan. They use high-end computers, high-end servers, but they need not be supercomputer. Supercomputer is like high-end nuclear research, high-end medical research. These are the locations where supercomputers are used. Bank use high-end servers, high processing, but they need not be supercomputers. So the question you are answering is the way you can access your bank account, the channel, the delivery channel, the methodology. Then real-time seamless merging of data is directly linked. Significant, yes, this is important. In fact, I'm sharing from my experience doing a revenue audit. Now I'm using a technical word, so I need to define that to you. So see, banks are subject to many audits. So one of them is called as revenue audit. So what is the audit? The audit is that a chartered accountant in practice, he or she is appointed to go to a branch and do an audit. Generally, it takes 1 day or 2 days, not more than that. What is the purpose of the audit? The purpose of the audit is that you have to go and see whether there are areas of revenue leakage, means where bank has say incorrectly charged a lower rate of interest or incorrectly not levied those commissions we have been talking about. Letter of credit generates a commission, bank guarantee generates a commission, some charges to be levied, not levied, checkbook issued, checkbook charges not collected. So these are revenue items. So the auditor is expected to audit generally for a year that whether there are revenue leakages. So this audit is called as revenue audit. So my experience of 25 years being in practice like that has been that like interest related, some specific transactions for which now central data center or central server is taking care of, the revenue over a period of revenue leakage that we detect as auditor is reducing. So that is a good pointer that there is significant reduction in errors. And because you're using systems, so there is a huge reduction in operational cost also. That takes care of main topic 1. So let us see the answers. Yeah, good. So Sunil Kumar, website, app and mobile, bank specific application, physical, mobile and internet. Good. That is Darshan. Prithvi said physical, bank specific application. So these becomes the delivery channels through which you can access your bank account. Okay. So that is main topic 1. Now, main topic 2, component and architecture of core banking system. It has some technicalities built into it. Let us go to it. So we are going to talk about now. So main topic 2 is component and architecture of core banking system. Within this 7 topics, core banking system, the IT environment, the technology component of core banking system, the functional architecture of core banking system, the whole internet banking process, e-commerce transaction processing that most of you have done in chapter 4, case study on deployment and implementation of core banking system. So main topic 2, topic 1, CBS IT environment. Now, the details in the module. So I'm not reading that through. So there's servers are there. So you call them. Now what we have talked about client and server. So let us recall that definition. Chapter 3. So 2-tier, 3-tier architecture and client as server. So server is that provides information, provides resources. Client is the user of resources. So when you talk about core banking system IT environment, so because it's core, so at the central level you have servers. At the branch level you have clients. Okay. Now when you say server, because like someone did talk about that whether bank is using supercomputer, no. So I think that answers this question. Darshan asked that bank doesn't use a supercomputer like that, but what it has done, it has divided its operation into multiple main servers, multiple machines. So each machine is dedicated to a specific task. So like you read database server. So what this machine will be doing? Managing database. Application server. What this machine will be doing? Managing application. Automated teller machine channel server. What it will be doing? Managing ATM operation. Internet banking channel server. What it will be doing? Managing internet banking channel. Then internet banking channel application server. Web server. Proxy server. Antivirus software server. And believe it, this list is all that is from the module. The last line is important. You can always add based on the requirement. So if you create a specialized service, then that can also be added, need based on deployment. Now, because the topic is here, let us talk about, I told you that how banking is evolving. So I'm bringing a word to you, and then that word will link to the server. Please say yes to what I type here. Banking correspondent. Okay. Have you heard about this? Banking correspondent. Please say yes, no. Now, what exactly is this? So what happened? This whole idea about banking correspondent was envisaged in last something between 2005 and 2010 BC they were called. Okay. Now what was the idea? The idea was that there's a word that was devised. Okay. So it's a good discussion. It's a learning discussion. It will add a lot of understanding. The next revolution that is coming in banking, it's already there. Okay. We'll just feel the impact as time goes away. So this, what was happening that what is government's focus when it talks about banking? So the government's focus is this word, Financial inclusion. Financial inclusion means most of the Indians must have a bank account. They must be able to do transaction through a bank. Now, see, please understand, this has huge implications. When individuals do transaction through bank, they can go to the bank and avail small loans. We've read about that KCC. KCC, the basic rate of interest is 10% per annum. But if the farmer doesn't have access to a bank account, then farmer has to take loan from, say, a local money lender like that. And local money lenders have interest that is rate is that is exorbitant. So here we are talking of 10% per annum. um, That may be 60% per annum, and it becomes a huge issue. So government wanted that most of the Indians must have financial inclusion. Financial inclusion will mean they must have a bank account and they must be able to physically interact with the banking sector like that. But then, is as this idea about financial inclusion was developed, a realization came that lot of Indians live in such remote locations, such areas where it is just impossible for them to come to a city or a small town or a village and access a bank. So then this idea about banking correspondent was created to make the discussion simple. You can say a banking correspondent is a mobile banker. That is a mobile bank. Now, the government has been doing something that we call as DBT, direct benefit transfer. So government has been transferring subsidies to the beneficiary's account. And we talked about in the previous chapter a concept called as AEPS. I referred to that then also. AEPS is Aadhaar Enabled Payment System. Okay. There was a recent report that the Jandhan accounts are hitting 50 crores. So by the end of this month or in a near future, total Jandhan accounts will be 50 crores. Jandhan means every Indian, if 50 crores is this, that means virtually every Indian above the age of 18 has his or her bank account. That is for true. In fact, Indians below the age of 18 also have, because students are given subsidies, incentive to go to school. So everyone has a bank account now. Now, what is happening? So you have opened a bank account. Government is transferring subsidies, scholarships through direct benefit transfer, that is working on AEPS, Aadhaar Enabled Payment System. So what has happened? This 50 crore people get what? Their subsidy amount is deposited here. Now what I have to do? I need to encash that subsidy. So if amount is in my bank account, how do I withdraw? So there are few options available. So to withdraw, I need to go to ATM or nearest branch of bank. Now the nearest ATM and the nearest branch are so far off from my location that it is a disincentive to go for two reasons. First, the time it will take to go to that branch is going to take a whole day, 5 hours minimum, because I have to travel 2 hours in one direction, come back 2 hours, and then 1 hour in the bank itself. Second, the cost of going and coming back is so high that suppose I want to go to the ATM to withdraw, say 1000 rupees, I realize that more than 150 is my cost of going and coming back. So it's a disincentive. Government realized that, and then they promoted this concept of what we call as banking correspondents. So banking correspondents are BCs. These are mobile bankers. These are individuals who have got a point of sale terminal. I think you have seen POS. Point of sale terminal is that swipe machine on which you swipe your card, that is available at any store, any departmental store, any big store. That machine where you swipe your credit card, debit card is POS, point of sale terminal. So these banking correspondents are individuals. They have a point of sale terminal that is they carry with them. It is a SIM based point of sale terminal. So what they do, they go to the rural on their bicycle or bike, they go to the rural location, knock at the door of the account holder, ask the account holder, does he or she wants to do a transaction? The account holder says, yes, I want to withdraw 500 rupees or 1000 rupees from my bank account. That point of sale terminal is biometric enabled. The biometric data of the account holder is validated. The Aadhaar is already there. Validation is done. As soon as the validation comes on point of sale terminal, the banking correspondent, the individual, hands over 500 rupees to that person, and that point of sale terminal prints a slip also. A slip is printed, that becomes a evidence of the transaction. Job is done. To what I know right now, banking correspondent can do rupees 10,000 ट्रांजेक्शन डेली. 10,000 रुपए तक के ट्रांजेक्शन ये कैश के रोज कर सकते हैं. There is a discussion to update that or increase that, but as of now, I know it is 10,000 rupees. Now, what has happened? I think pre-COVID, some 4-5 years back, Government of India designated all postmen and postwomen as BCs. There are roughly 150,000 postmen and women in India. And you have read, you have seen, you have read in your school syllabus that the last mile connectivity, this postman, postwoman has access to the last Indian at the remotest location. So these have been designated as banking correspondent. That means the last Indian at whatever remote location he or she is living has access to a person who is a mobile bank. So that becomes a banking correspondent, BC. Now imagine that the volume that is being generated on banking correspondent becomes so high that bank needs to deploy an additional server. So what will be the name of the server? I'm asking you. I want you to write the name of the server in the chat. Got the whole idea? So what happens? Because volume of some specific transaction increase, so banker increases another main server and designate it as a by a special name. So suppose the bank, just giving you the idea about the volumes and value we are talking about. I just read that Government of India has transferred through DBT since last 10 years or 15 years an amount that is equal to 25 lakh crores. 25 लाख करोड़ पिछले 10-15 साल में डीबीटी से एईपीएस आधार एनेबल पेमेंट सिस्टम से जनधन खातों में भेजा है. So 25 lakh crore is a huge amount, and the number of transaction it is going to generate. So much volume is generated that the bank feels a need to deploy a dedicated server to cater to banking correspondent needs. So I want you to name that server. Please name the server in the chat. That is why you can create additional server based on the need. So this discussion takes care of two things. We learn what is banking correspondent and we create additional server based on the discussion. Good. So I've got good names. Darshan, mandatory and individual. Good. So Darshan had an account in class 6. Very good. Banking correspondent management server, I'll accept that. Then Sunil Kumar says, that was by Darshan. Sunil says, banking correspondent servers. Good. I'll accept that. Nothing wrong. So when you write an answer in exam, add this. And I have told you what is the purpose it is going to serve. Write the purpose. So this is how you add value. And this answers that one more question that all of you have in your mind. आप लोग सब हमेशा ऐसा पूछते हैं, सर क्या वैसा लिखना जरूरी है जैसा मॉड्यूल में लिखा है? I have answered that question. You have to add value to whatever is written in the module. Okay. So this is how it looks like. Just keep a remembrance. It's from the module. No discussion to be made. Just remember the diagram itself. So here you have the client U and it's a teller, the ATM machine, then servers, then application server and database server. So that is further distinction how it appears. Varsha has created, let me read, very good names have come. So Varsha says correspondent server. I'll accept. Then Darshan has created an acronym. Good. FinCluser. Ah, great. Fantastic. So see, that is how you imagine. That is how you learn. So now that aspect you need not servers. You remember those 8 names and add a ninth one also. That is how you do it. Means beyond that you can add more. Please understand. See, suppose I am a bank who is doing a huge voluminous letter of credit business. I can create a letter of, or I am doing huge non-fund based business. I create a separate non-fund server. I create a separate cash credit server. Please understand. So that dedication you can create. Once the idea is clear to you, you can divide it. Then technology components of core banking system. So the basic software resides on the central application server, which is what we call generally call as a data center. We necessarily need not call it as a central office data center, but let us say so centralized application server on central office data center. What it includes: the database on which the core application, Finacle like that. Security is very, very, see, please understand. We are all working in technology environment, networking, internet banking, phone banking, mobile banking. We do the payment gateway, UPI payments. So much technology is being taken. So security, cyber security becomes very, very, very important. Then data center, disaster recovery center, online transaction monitoring for fraud risk management. This is important. The flow, the information, the way it is coming. And see, if you look to this whole idea about core banking system, so suppose I was to put to you what is core. So one is core is central, but here the main focus when I say core, when bank the core is customer. How you provide more better services to customer, that is core. So that is how you create. That is the theme behind which whenever you build a core banking system, then regulatory compliance, yes, whatever systems you create, it has to be compliant with law, and better utilization of resources. That is, if you build it correctly, implement it correctly, then resource optimization is part of the process. Not necessary. Darshan has asked, sir, whether all these servers need to be at the central office. Not, that's why I wanted to remove that word. It is there in the module, remember it like that. But to the basic question that will these all servers be presented at a single location at a central office? Not necessary. Banker can decide based on the way they want to plan it. They need not be physically near each other. They can be distant also. Then functional architecture of core banking system. So see, this is the functional architecture. So I'll just read through. Let me increase the size. So at the top, you have the origination, the marketing, sales, service, interaction, communication channel, knowledge base, 360 view of the whole accounts. And this is called as enterprise CRM, customer relationship management. So this is where the front end, there it is interacting with the customer. Then customer information, consumer banking, corporate banking, trade finance, wealth management service. So here comes the services. And then standing orders, sweeps. So the way services are going to build. So here you see the word product factory, what you are delivering, then functionally how it is working, then components, and accounting and the physical infrastructure. So this is how functionally a core banking system may look like. No definitions need to be needed. Just understand the way the diagram is presented. So a core banking solution is enterprise resource planning software of a bank. It covers all aspects of banking operation from macro to micro perspective and covers the entire gamut of banking services ranging from front office to back office operation, transactions at counters from front office to online up to the general ledger and reporting. Core banking is modular that we have talked about. Now, before we go to this internet banking process, let us take the MCQ for the day. So, if time permits, after that, we'll come to internet banking. I'm bringing the MCQ. Give me a second. Okay, Darshan has asked a question. So, see, the banking Darshan is talking about. So, it's basically in terms of that it's a non-interest banking. So, as per the religious beliefs, so it is non-interest bearing banking. That is. Let us go to the MCQs. Take time, read through. So once you have read through, say yes in the chat, then we'll go to the questions. But one yes, need two more. Go ahead. Yeah, got it. So the first question, take time, huh? No hurry. So you will say question one and your option A, B, C. Then keep a track of what how much you are scoring. Okay. So one C. Great. Just keep a tag. You got the right answer. Now question two. Okay, question on all of the answers I got are correct. Good. Now question two. What are the answers? Yes, cash credit loan. We did it this practically. Good. Okay. Next. Good. Car loans are retail personal loans. Very good. We talked about this. Yes, Darshan. Good. C. Very good. Prithvi and Darshan seem to have this photo finisher. There's only 1 second difference between your answers. Good. Fourth. Now fifth. Slightly tricky, but we already got one correct answer. This time Dikshita was first. Good. Pinnacle. Yeah. That is fifth. Go to the next. Yeah, Kumal, answer along with the question number so that I can read the correct answer. Yeah. I think you have answered fifth, but okay. Always write the question number also. Non-centralized. Good. So just keep a tag of how many marks you got in case-based MCQ. So please, out of six, how much you got? Please put in the chat. Okay. So we'll go to now. Ah, 5, 5, 6. Darshan, good. Komal 4, good. Prithvi 6, great. Rajiv Kumar Singh 6, good. Now, just keep a note of it. Now you give the correct answer. So that is correcting what probably was a mistake. This is easier. Yeah, I'm. So question 1. Now you say question 8. I'll just check through this. Please continue. This question 8. I'll check through question 1 again. Yeah. IMPS. Okay. Okay. Varsha 4 out of 6 is good. Next. So you keep answering. I'll just check through the question 7. Yes, 7 is ECS credit. So I think we kindly improve its ECS credit. I'll also improve. This is IMPS. IMPS is the fastest. Yes. See, age requires you to wear near sight specs. D. Just remember the definition, okay? Just remember the definition and the answer. Now, this question is slightly on a different footing, the question 5 oblique 11. So, try to, means based on the previous discussion, just try to think about it. We have talked about this process we shared this process practically. Great. Very good. Claps to all of you. All correct answers. Now, so this section, the direct MCQ had 5 questions. Give me the score, what you got for this part. Okay, Sukriti 3, Prithvi for 4 is good. Darshan 5 out of a great. Okay. So I think this case study was simple as correctly pointed out. Now see what I have discussed with the Board of Studies and what we'll be doing the last day, that is the third day of the Friday of the week. We'll have a separate dedicated time for case study based MCQ, and those case studies are going to cover all the 5 chapters. So it will be good revision also. Okay. That is Friday, the last day of the whole set of lectures. Okay. Then Rajiv Kumar Singh got 2, Komal got 3, Dikshita 4. Very good. And Sunil Kumar 4. Very good. Now, so internet banking process, take from the module. It's a fast run through. Now, basically, when you log on, what exactly you are looking at? You are looking at the net banking process. Okay, the net banking process. So you all have done this. I'll just run through this fast. So with this, we'll close the day. Today's lecture. We'll complete this and then close. Okay. The customer applies to bank for internet banking facility. You have to apply when you want it to be enabled on your existing bank account, or when you're opening a new bank account, then banks have got a separate form through which you can apply. The user is provided with user ID password. As a best practice, password is expected to be changed. That is there. Then internet facility could be used only by accessing website of the bank. Through browser you can access. You can access it through any browser today. On access, user is directed to a secure web server. The internet banking website is hosted on the web server. The web server is in the central data center of the bank. Access to web server is only to authorized users. To protect web server from unauthorized use and abuse, the traffic is necessarily past a firewall. Firewall is a security device we have talked about in the previous chapter. Okay. The firewall is designed in a fashion that only traffic addressed to web server through authorized port is the connecting location is allowed. An individual who accesses the website of the bank through browser will be able to access web server, and there will be display of the bank's web page on screen. The web page will also provide all information generally of the interest of the public. The web page also will have specified area wherein you can put your user ID password. The password will not be displayed, it is encrypted. It may appear as a dot or a star. The web server forwards the customer details to internet banking application server, which turn accesses the database server. The server has already the database of all the customers who have been provided access to internet. So as you log in, there is a validation done at the server end. The information received from the web server is verified with the data of the customer held in the internet banking application server. Should the information not tally, access is denied would appear with a user, like you have given a wrong password or a user ID. Normally, 3 attempts are allowed. If you are not able to log in 3 attempts, then the password may be blocked. Then you may have to send a mail, or it opens after 25, 24 or 48 hours. Based on the authentication check, the internet banking application server sets an. So here, are you accessing? Here is a web server, the internet banking application, they talk to each other. The web server displays the message. Once authentication process is completed correctly, the customer is provided the internet banking facility, which includes password, and then you can do the all the jobs allowed to you. The customer then chooses one of the services, whatever he or she wants to do. The internet banking channel server will retrieve the data from the central database server, provide it to the customer. Internet banking database server then forwards the customer data to internet banking. IBAS is internet banking application server, which processes the transaction. For example, statement of account needed is picked up from the central database server and provided to internet banking database server. It sends to application server and it sends to the web browser. The web server generates a dynamic web page for the service requested, like account statement, and you get that information on your screen website. The customer would be able to get service required, like viewing the statement or a screen made available for requesting checkbook or whatever activity you want to do. So it's a simple process defined in words. You need not remember it. All of you are doing internet banking. Just remember the way you are doing it. The only thing you need to remember is the backend process where the database server and the application server are linked to the web server. So how it looks like, here is the user, here is the web server, here is the application server, and here is the data server. So the chain of event goes like this. Just remember this. Yeah, middleware is all this, that all that comes in between. That is all middleware. So that is for today. Our chat score is 300 plus. Okay. So we'll meet day after tomorrow. A request to all of you, please go through all the chapters. All the PPTs, PDF have been uploaded. Run through them. Any query you have, please ask at the start of the day after tomorrow's lecture. You can ask at the end of the lecture also. If you feel that there's something that is critical, suppose you give me query and I find that same topic is being asked by more than one student, then we can find 5-10 minutes additional to discuss that. So feel free, ask your questions, and the target is 80%. So thank you. We are closing. Bye. Good night.